Hello everybody, I'm Londa, aka Creative Mommy of Two, and welcome back. Today is another Wednesday, so this video is another WIP and Chat, as you might expect. So let's grab out your works and have a little chat, shall we? Last week I have been sort of challenged by Kay from Crafting with Kay to do a Q&A tag question kind of video. So after thinking a lot about questions, I got a few that I did not have straight yes or no answers to and that I could ramble on a bit for, hopefully. Because I looked up the questions and many were like, yeah. For example, a question I saw many times was like, are you a cat or a dog person? Yeah, well, cat, yeah. That answers that. And I have a hair stuck on my canvas. But yeah, I was like, yeah, that might not be the most interesting thing for you to listen or watch to. I think most of us do listen to WIP and Chats, not as much watch. At least me personally, I hardly do any watching. I look up every now and then, but that's it. So I just, searched a few questions, and my husband thought of a question, and Kay herself asked me a couple of questions. So yeah, if you have any other questions, craft related or not, and you want to have them answered in maybe a future Q&A kind of video, let me know and I'll collect the questions. So let's get started, shall we? The first question is from Kay, and she asked me, do you prefer sweet or savory treats? Well, that kind of depends. Sometimes more the sweets, sometimes more the savory. It's basically also depending on what do I do. Do I just want a little quick snack? Do I want some brainless feeding time? Because most of the time when I just want to snack something like brainless, I would go for what we call here chips or crisps. So yeah, most of the times the bag is empty before I really know it, so most of the times I need to pour me something in a bowl instead of just eating it out of the bag. And most of the times, if I'm just like basically hungry a bit and just want something small to snack on, most of the times then I would more gravitate towards the savory kind of snacks. Also, many of the times when my husband and I have our Wednesday night movie nights, we most of the times have most of the times have like a savory kind of snack tray. Most of the times we have some cheese, some nuts, sometimes a bit of meats, bread. Depends on just whatever we have yeah, whatever we have. And when I just want something, oh, just basically something sweet, then yeah, I'll gravitate more towards the kind of like sweets. I like my licorice, or as we call it here, drop, or the wine gums, or those kind of candies. So yeah, basically what I would pick is mostly depending on my mood. The mood and the type of hunger I have. And the next question also came from Kay. What would your perfect family trip slash holiday be? At the moment, with the kids being still small, I would prefer to stay, well, a little bit closer to home. I would not want to go to like farther places that I would not travel to by car. Because knowing my kids, they will be kind of annoying on a plane. But I think like I would stay in the 2-3 hour drive range from here. So that would be most of the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, a little bit of France, Germany, and that would be it. And it would be in a place where there is a lot of stuff to do for small kids, but not that you per se need a whole day. So that you could do like in the morning, like a little petting zoo kind of thing, and then I could put our son in bed for a nap in the afternoon, and then when he wakes up, you could still do something for like a couple of hours, maybe swimming or playground or something like that, because our daughter most of the times, if you've watched before you know this, she most of the times refuses to sleep. Well, she most of the time also needs it, so that's always fun. But our son, thanks partially to the whole pandemic, he does not sleep very well outside of his bed. When he was really small, I put him in the stroller more often because yeah, it was then summertime, but the like transition time, you want to say, like when he still needs to be used to it to still keep doing it. It was like winter, and with the whole pandemic going on, there's not much place you could go to, and for a long time even things like the petting zoos or regular zoos or musea or playgrounds or whatever were closed. So it was not that we could put him in the stroller and walk through the zoo or something. Because if we did that a year ago when he was like still newborn, he would have slept. We've been in August, I believe, to a petting zoo, and he was okay with it. He just slept like half the time. It's most of the times like keeping walking until he sleeps, and then you can put him somewhere if you want to and play with her in a playground, and he would still be happy. But now he is at a stage where he can keep himself entertained and awake by watching. So, and he gets annoyed and starts fussing if he doesn't sleep. So yeah, it's not a thing that you want to go to, for instance, Disneyland and spend the whole day there. Because then by the time it's like 3 o'clock, you have 2 cranky kids. Don't mind if I don't want that. So yeah, my favorite place at this moment would be something where you can keep the kids entertained, but that isn't too far away. And more like half a day trips from there out. So yeah, long story still long. That would be that. And then my husband came up with the question, when and why did you start diamond painting? So there are basically 2, but they kind of come down to the same thing. I saw diamond painting like in the real beginning, so it was like 2016, 17, something like it. I was intrigued by it, but I couldn't find any information about what it actually was and stuff. So I was hesitant. And then a year later, so it was probably February of 2018. At that time I was pregnant with my daughter and we wanted to find something cute for the nursery for her. And I looked around everywhere and I came across a diamond painting. That was like one of the few images my husband and I agreed on that was fun and cute for a nursery. That wasn't directly like 60 euros or anything, because it was a cheap AliExpress kit. And we're like, you know what? If not that it is successful, I still can figure out what it is, and yeah, can just go from there. Like, if I like it, yes or no. And I got that in, started that, and yeah, the rest is history. So yeah, basically I started diamond painting. It would be probably when I got it in around, I think, the end of April of 2018. And it was because I wanted a picture for my little girl's nursery. And she already turned 3 yesterday. Or at least last Sunday, I can better say, because I filmed this on Monday, as usual. So yeah. Let's see, my next question. Where do you want to travel? Well, traveling actually is a really long list with not much crossed off. And the apartment where my husband and I lived before we moved here, before we bought this house, we had a stairs from our main entrance to our sort of like living space. It was an apartment, but it was also like a house. We always said it was a house, one of those houses out of a row that you see sometimes in, like, well, yeah, how do you describe those? Like where a row of houses stands like one next to each other, so you have like neighbors either side of you attached to your house, to see it like that. Don't know how you call it there. Here we call it een rijtjeshuis, so a row house. Well, it was more like one of those on top of a senior apartment. So the downstairs was a apartment that was all ground level, and then we and our neighbor next to us were like on top of that apartment. They were all the same sizes, only ours and the ones next to us had, well, a stair from the entrance to our living area, and then we had stairs, a set of stairs to like the room above us. Well, yeah, to the bedrooms and the bathroom and stuff. And the apartment beneath us, the like senior apartment, had then, as I said, everything on ground level. There we had bit of a tantrum. Well, tantrum, a very long explanation to where we was going. We had a staircase that from like our entrance to our sort of like living area, and that bended around a bit. It wasn't like a spiral staircase, but it wasn't a straight one. So it was mixed, sort of. So we had a couple of walls, and we had a lot of photo frames on there. I sadly don't have a picture of it, so I can't put it up to show you how I mean. But we had a couple of walls, and we had there then the picture frames, and in there we had all the images of places we wanted to go. And as soon as we went there together, because my husband has been to places where I haven't been because he was in the Navy at that time. Well, he still is, but then he was placed on a ship, so he was moved around a lot. Now he has an office job, so he doesn't move around. But yeah, once we've been there together, we took the picture out and then put in a postcard. What we had, I think, like 40, 50 places we wanted to go, and maybe 10, if that much, where we wanted to go. Because, yeah, we had always a lot of plans of traveling, but yeah, they stayed plans. Because we made more like weekend trips. Because when I first moved in with him, after we've been together for a half year, we lived together for about a month, and then he went on a mission for 4 months. So yeah, that took up a lot of time. And not what, let's think. Yeah, we then did a few trips, but most of them were like smaller, because he had that a lot of traveling in that time. So yeah, and he wasn't always looking forward to coming home, packing suitcases up and going out again. Because I always said, like, if he was in a harbor in the weekend, do enjoy it, because there are a lot of places where we probably not go quickly to. So yeah, it wasn't that he wanted to go out every weekend, and yeah, you still need to get there, and yeah. Basically never got around to traveling, but we have a lot of places on the list. Like, we want to go to America, many places there. Want to visit Japan, China. I really want to go back to Italy. Been once to Rome, and I really enjoyed it there. And I want to go back to Denmark and Sweden, and I would love to go to visit the UK sometimes. And what else? Yeah, I would actually basically would like to go like almost everywhere. But yeah. That would be a world trip, and I would definitely not be able to do that with 2 small kids. So yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of places, but I'm also happy with a vacation. Like almost a village next door. Well, that's a little too close, but you get what I mean with that. It doesn't need to get. It doesn't need to be far from me. I need to say I've been to the last vacation my husband and I did was actually in 2015, like a decent vacation, like a bit farther away. We then went to Normandy, and I loved it. It was beautiful to see. We went to a few of the beaches. When we went, it was September or October, I believe. No? Yes? No? It was that, or it was like the last weekend of March, beginning of April. I believe it was the end of the year, so September-ish, I believe. So it was like late in the season. If it was even in like the sort of like summer season. So many things were closed and stuff, but it was really impressive to see the beaches, even though it's hard to imagine, well, the, how to put it, I can better say the carnage that must have been there by the time of D-Day. But it was impressive to see. And I think if I would go another time, I think that next time I would like more prepare, to say it like that, to figure out like what other places that I want to visit to, and a bit of the history sort of, because after that I watched the series Band of Brothers, which I loved. I have seen that show multiple times since, and some of the stuff I know. I believe one of the uniforms from Major Winters himself is in Saint-Mère-Église, if I'm not mistaken. I said to my husband, the words. The museum where it is was on our list to go to, but like Saint-Mère-Église was a bit out of the way of the other places we wanted to go, so we decided to go somewhere else. Afterwards I was like, dang it, I would really love to see it. And the same thing happened to me at Bastogne, or as we call it in Dutch, Bastogne. Because I believe also there, don't know if it's also his stuff or some other stuff, but one of the museums that I wanted to go, I believe it also was closed at the time, but had some of the stuff that I was interested in. Not that the other ones that I've been to weren't impressive and interesting, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I would love to see it. Yeah, we went to normally, no, yeah, talking hard again. We went to Normandy then, as I said, and we also did a little bit of Brittany, or as we call it here, Bretagne. And we went to Mont Saint-Michel, which was really, really beautiful to see. And it was actually kind of impressive how they made it and stuff, and I would love to see that one again. It's just beautiful to see. It's one of those places I could get lost. It's one of those places that I was like, oh, if I could live in a different period, I would see myself there in like sort of like medieval times or something. But I'm always like envisioning myself as like a more of a wealthy lady. Like strolling there with like those nice dresses, and yeah, I've always been one of those girls. Like if you want to go to the old times, you want to have it good, because then you still had some luxury. But it still would have been a brutal time to live in, even for like the well-off people. So yeah, I would rather be well-off, so you had a little bit, at least a little bit of comfort in brutalness. But yeah, it basically comes down to, yeah, where would you like to visit? Like everywhere in the world. The next question, however, is a short one. How many siblings do you have? Well, none. I'm an only child, but I do have a sister-in-law. So I have sort of a sister. But yeah, I thought that's might be a thing you wanted to know about me, so I was like, you know what, it's a short answer one, but hey, still probably am rambling on long enough. Let's just check for now. Oh, we're already at the half-hour point almost. Let's move my view for a bit. So, I still already needed to move my questions because I put it up big enough so I could read it from the other side of the table. So my next question is, what was the last movie you went to and when? I don't know exactly which one it was. It was a Marvel film, and I believe it was Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but it could also be an Avengers one. Don't know for sure. What I do know is that it was in June of 2018. And it probably would be around the 20th, somewhere. 20 to 25. Somewhere in that area, because I know I was pregnant with my daughter at the time. And because she was breech, we planned a C-section. So yeah, then you almost are like, okay, we know when she's getting born, so... And actually our gynecologist told us to do that. She was like, go out to dinner, go to a movie. Now you can, without needing to arrange for a sitter. And yeah, you can now enjoy it. In the back of our mind, we were like, did we really risk that? We also did. We're like, do we want to risk it, yes or no? Because I still was almost 39 weeks, because She eventually came a little bit earlier than the planning would have been. We're like, you know what, we're just gonna go. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna have contractions or my water breaks into the movie theater. Well, then they also have a story to tell. But it didn't happen. Well, almost, but it only was annoying to be heavily pregnant in a movie theater because you can't get a bathroom break whenever you want. But yeah, if you know which Marvel movie was out around that time, it would probably be like the last couple of weeks before it went out of the theaters. So, but yeah, it was that movie. And afterwards, we haven't got any time. Because my parents live too far away to just drop my daughter off for a movie. And my parents-in-law are like, you chose to have kids, well, you have to give up certain things. You would love to have the kids over for a sleepover once they are old enough to say that they want to go, but not when we choose. So just a little more patience for a couple of years. We'll get through it one way or another. So yeah, it was one of the Marvel movies in June of 2018. And next question, if you had superpowers, what would they be? Well, I think if I had superpowers, I would want... Oh, I can't reach. I would want to have that... when I like snip my fingers, something is done. So if I want to clean the house and I don't want it, so like snip, bit of like a tennis move, snipping with the fingers. But instead of unleashing hell on earth, the job I want to have done is done. That would be so much easier. And it's either that or maybe flying, so the traffic won't be so annoying. But then yeah, you can also fly with like the whole family, so that would also be annoying. But then if I would be able to snap my fingers, I could snap us out all over to the place where we want to go. So yeah, I think I would pick something like that. What would you pick? Let me know down in the comment section below, because that's the thing I am curious of, like what powers people would like to have. So the next question, are you a clean or a messy person? That's also a long story long, because I am both. I am a person that is like, I put this here so I know where it is, or I need it often, or whatever reason there is behind. But I do that with a lot of stuff. So at the moment, my dining room table, which is like literally in almost the center of attention in our room, is full of craft supplies, my laptop, and kids' toys, and whatever, just because we don't have enough storage space in our living room. So yeah, many things get dumped on there, and yeah, I basically turned the blind eye on that one. But when I am having a cleaning mode, I want to have everything done and have it clean and easy on the eyes, to say it like that. I don't like clutter, but I trained myself not to see it, to say it like that. because otherwise it would get crazy. Because yeah, we don't have enough space to store everything that we use on a, well, daily basis away. Because I'm not planning to store everything. I don't know where to be busy for an hour before I get it out if I need to have it the next day. And yeah, still cleaning out the basement, so my craft supplies can't be standing there at the moment. So yeah, annoying. And then we're almost at the end. If you had a warning label, what would yours say? I think mine would say, warning, crazy person ahead. Gets angry when needs to be fed. Because I get hangry a lot. So yeah, and let's be honest, I'm not the most normal person because we're always... Well, actually on YouTube I think it's not too bad, but in reality I'm kind of a crazy person with a strange sense of humor. Yeah, I think that's why my husband and I match so well. We're both a little cuckoo. So yeah, I think my warning label would warn me about the craziness and the fact that I get hangry. What would yours say? And then the last one. If you had to describe yourself as an animal, what would it be? I might be predictable, but I would be a lazy, spoiled house cat. Because yeah, you could nap all day wherever you want, eat whatever you want, well, not quite whatever you want, but whenever you want, and get some attention, curl up to somebody's lap just to have some snuggles, and sleep most of the day. Because dang, I need it. So yeah, those were my questions. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna leave it with that for this week. If you have any questions you would like me to answer, maybe in the next video, do let me know down... There we go, again, words. Do let me know down below in the comment section, or shoot me a message, or whatever floats your boat. And I'll maybe make another Q&A tag question kind of video. And I challenge you, if you have a YouTube channel and you don't have a Q&A tag kind of video already, please make one for me. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!